All right, we are live.
Hello. Welcome to the Punk Rock Libertarians Podcast, episode 518. I'm Otto. Tonight I'm joined with Homophobic Slurs 2025. What's up, Alex?
Good evening, everyone.
What's going on, Jared?
Good to see you guys.
What's up, guys? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. And Paranoid Crypto Anarchist. What's up,
I'm
James?
back. Good to be here. Happy New Year,
It's
etc.
definitely good to be here.
Yeah,
Definitely
Happy
good
New
to
Year,
be back
guys.
in the saddle. Yeah.
Yeah,
2025, and we're still acting like it's 2020, apparently, in some circles. I know these people are probably watching, so I'm just gonna say off the top, I'm never going to apologize, or I'm never gonna get whatever commie gobbledygook you want me to say and reaffirm and disavow, whatever. I'm never going to fucking do it ever, especially when you come at me with all this proposed legislation, resolution from your state,
What are
whatever.
you talking about?
I'm just letting you know, whatever happens on the Twitter feed or on X feed, grow a sack and get the fuck over it. It is 2025. I'm not capitulating to anything. I don't post what I don't feel comfortable posting, and whoever posts whatever they want to post, they can post. I don't care, and I'm not going to apologize. So please and respectfully, fuck off.
Well, here it is.
Should we
Oh,
read
there you
this?
go.
Hey, let's hear it.
You guys go nuts.
Okay,
First,
so this
first
is
thing, who
well,
this
that's
is from? Who is it
That's
from?
It's
the
a
second page,
proposed.
Jared.
Let's
Oh.
not dignify them with the response to the name. Let's just well, there it's on the board page. Anyway.
proposed resolution
There it
against the Region 5 rep and his podcast. Resolution of the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania condemning the use of homophobic slurs
Deming.
by the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast.
Uh-oh.
Whereas
Whereas
the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania stands firmly for individual liberty, mutual respect, and non-aggression in all interactions and communications. Whereas the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast, which includes a host serving as the Libertarian National Committee Region 5 representative, directed the homophobic slur "faggot," those are his words, not mine, at a bisexual
Just say
member of
quote.
the LPPA.
Yeah.
Could you be more specific?
well,
I mean,
we'll get to the actual docs after this, but I think we
Okay.
should continue reading
Yeah.
this
All right.
here. This whole
Whereas such language
diatribe.
contradicts the Libertarian Party's commitment to fostering an inclusive, principled, and welcoming environment for all individuals, regardless of their sexual orientation or identity. Whereas,
Is this because I called him a groomer?
No,
I
that
mean, what
could
are we
be it.
talking about?
is that
We'll get to the-
homophobic?
We'll get to the docs later.
Only
I
if
don't
you
know.
think homosexuals are groomers. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah. It's kind of on you, right?
Yeah.
At that point. Whereas the use of derogatory and hateful language by individuals in leadership positions reflects poorly on the Libertarian Party and undermines its efforts to promote freedom, tolerance, and respect. Whereas leadership within the Libertarian Party at all levels bears the responsibility of exemplifying the highest standards of conduct, setting a positive example, and adhering to the principles of voluntary cooperation and non-aggression. Therefore, be it resolved
Therefore, be it.
that the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania unequivocally condemns the use of homophobic slurs or any form of hate speech by any party member
well, hate speech.
or affiliate.
I hate the state. Is that hate speech?
Guess
Well,
I don't know. Be it further resolved
Further.
that the LPPA calls on the LNC Region 5 representative as a host of the Punk Rock Libertarians podcast to publicly denounce the language used,
Publicly
initial a
denounce it,
formal
Otto.
apology to the affected LPPA member and the broader libertarian community.
The broader.
The broader.
Be it finally resolved.
Finally.
Finally.
Fuck.
final PDF that the LPPA urges all elected representatives and party officials to foster an environment of respect, civility, and unity in alignment with the Libertarian Party's core values and mission to advance liberty for all, adopted by the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania this blank day of blank 2024.
Well,
Yeah,
remember, the
2024, so that's last
LPPA,
year. So
remember the LPPA. This is an organization that when I was involved in libertarian stuff. Like I had a lot of great experiences with LPPA members, and
lots
there
of
were
good people. There's
there were
so many good
always,
people
but there were
involved.
always just weirdos just coming in from all angles, and it's just part of it, you know. Like, but this is the state affiliate that promoted Augustus Invictus, a self-described eugenicist, right, and fascist. And I don't remember any motion like this coming out to condemn like an actual eugenicist like being like pushed out to LPPA members in conjunction with an event.
But this is just from some individuals within it's not from the actual party. They're what this is going to.
Somebody is
next board meeting.
Somebody's proposed it. Somebody's going to bring this to the next meeting, and presumably they could just get laughed off if they don't have any evidence to back this up, right? I mean,
pretty much.
There is evidence.
Well, there is evidence, but here's. I mean, I guess we could actually discuss the tweet in question. And for the record, I'm responsible for it. Okay, not Otto. So fuck off. Like I fucking said it. I'm bringing back homophobic slurs in 2025.
Okay. Let's see what we got.
If you misdirected at Otto,
it's so funny.
So the tweet was like, it was just, I don't know. I'm just scrolling through Twitter, posting stuff on New Year, and it's just like, I'm so sick and tired of like people bitch moaning and complaining about Angela and the Mises Caucus and the state of the LP, and I'm just like, shut the fuck up. I just want to enjoy my New Year's and just scroll through Twitter, and it's just like this.
Yeah, they won't stop calling you homophobic and racist. So you tell them. You show them.
Yeah. So all I said was just like, how about what I can't see it there, Jared. What I said, how about enjoying New Year's, even peace, reflection, quiet, and shut the fuck up about the LP for once. Like just enough of the drama. And then it's a Dave Smith clip, and it's just this is.
Could you stop being such a fucking faggot for like 5 seconds? Could you stop?
That's it. That's it.
So is this in a response to somebody? So how does somebody take this personally?
Well, scroll up here. It's just all the bullshit.
She's saying, let's talk about self-dealing, corruption, and why this could blow up legally.
Again, they just make up things. They think anything Angela does anything. Well, that's illegal. That can't be right. It's like they think she's like some type of slave or something. So it's every time she's trying new things or like just trying to advance liberty in any way possible, something different, something new, unique. And then heaven forbid, like they find something that they don't like. They're like, well, that's illegal. Like that has to be illegal. And they'll look you straight in the face, tell you it's illegal, and just completely make up things. So it's annoying. I let it go. I don't say anything. I was just like, whatever. I ignore her because she's just full on raging against Angela. Her and her husband hate everything with the Mises Caucus now. They think we're all Republicans, whatever, even though she was a Republican in 2022 with the big Donald Trump hat. I mean, whatever.
Well, listen,
no one knew she was. I don't
care.
I don't care. Anyways, bisexual. I don't care. I didn't even know.
It's a tough party to deal with. We all know that. It's a tough area. One of the last projects I was involved with the LPPA was to try to get one of our candidates and activists out of jail. And like, like it was Matt Schutter. Okay. And Matt Schutter, let's just say a lot of people had questions about him because he was, I would say, borderline retarded. Okay. And
wait, you can't. We're bringing it back. Retarded and faggot in 2025.
And I'm not using that in a derogatory way. I was one of his biggest proponents in the LPPA. When they took him, I took up his case. I'm like, he's our retard. Okay, like like for what it's worth, right? So I worked out a deal where the LPPA like put up his bail money. And none of that, and he was supposed to pay it back with like doing some petitioning work, and that never worked out. But anyway, we got him out of jail. Okay. Then later, it turns out he had like child porn on his computer, and now he's back in jail.
Yeah.
So it was a total waste of time. And let's just say the LPPA's been through some hard times. Okay, you've got Augustus Invictus, you've got Matt Schutter. Then there's
another guy,
Dr. Tom Stevens era, which was this guy came in from Manhattan to see if he could turn it into a way to date high school boys.
Wow.
And let's just say there's been some ups and downs. So
Mostly
I
downs.
think
Just
just saying,
the
this
latest.
podcast is coming down so fast. We just went straight from homophobia to pedophilia. We're hitting all
We're
the
hitting all the
the-
keywords.
But there's just
We need to invite what's his face on.
I think we might get a visit.
hey, let's talk about COVID, guys. Let's go.
I forget. Yeah, let's
Let's talk about
vaccines.
vaccines,
vaccines.
autism.
Let's talk about Taiwan, maybe.
If only there was an expert we could listen to advise us on how we should handle the bird flu.
Yeah, they're trotting this individual
yeah.
out. Very quiet on, but all of a sudden it just seems like, and we kind of called it. We kind of called it leading up to the election, and then post-election, regardless what happens, it's going to be chaos. And then Leanna Wen, she comes out on Face the Nation this past weekend.
Should we do a quick
Administration right
recap of her resume?
have
Is
time?
there a video that does that somewhere?
Yeah, it's down in the comments. It's the
Okay, well,
third
first
comment.
let's see what she's up to
Let's see
now,
what
and
she's
then
up
for those
yeah.
that don't remember, we'll do a little recap after.
that isn't going on.
Yeah, there are two main things that they should be doing in the days that they have left. The first is to get testing out there. I feel like we should have learned a lesson from COVID that just because we aren't testing, it doesn't mean that the virus isn't there. It just means that we aren't looking for it. We should be
What?
having
That's-
rapid tests, home tests available to all.
There wasn't enough
farmworkers,
testing during
for
COVID?
families, for the clinicians taking care of them, so that we aren't waiting for public labs and CDC labs to tell us what's bird flu or not. And the second very important thing is this is not like the beginning of COVID where we were dealing with a new virus, we didn't have a vaccine. There actually is a vaccine developed already against H5N1.
Oh, how
The Biden
convenient.
administration
Oh,
has
it's out here.
contracted with manufacturers.
I bet it's safe
to
and
make
effective.
Almost 5 million doses of the vaccine.
It's great.
However,
already
they have not
manufactured
asked
it.
the FDA to authorize the vaccine. There's research done on it. They could get this authorized now and also get the vaccine out.
Emergency
and to
authorization.
farmers,
That's what they
to
wanna
vulnerable
do.
people.
Of
I think
course.
That's the right approach because we don't know what the Trump administration.
We don't
is
have
going to be
we're
doing
traveling at the
with
speed of
bird flu.
science.
If they
We don't have time
people
for
coming in with
clinical
anti-vaccine
studies.
stances, could they hold up vaccine authorization if they don't want to know how much?
Let's
bird
start
flu is
injecting
out there?
pregnant
Could they
women
withdraw
now.
testing? I mean, that's a possibility. And I think the Biden administration in the remaining days should get testing and vaccines widely available so that at
And
least
start
it
preparing
empowers
the internment
state and
camps
local health
now.
officials and
Yeah.
the clinicians to do the right thing for their patients.
Do we have enough
Is
body
bird flu
bags?
and human
Wait, why wouldn't Trump do that? I mean, he did Operation Warp Speed. Why wouldn't he do Operation Bird Speed?
They're trying to get out in front of it.
She's
You can
worried.
see-
She's worried about Trump
Kennedy.
not doing it.
I think it's the RFK, but
Ooh,
I don't know. I don't think RFK is going to be a problem. If they need to sell vaccines, RFK can be easily turned off by Miriam Adelson.
We're by the grassy knoll or something.
Yeah.
I don't even think they need to be that desperate
Bookstore,
anymore.
baby.
I think he just gets the
Depository.
call and he
Yeah, the
complies.
depository. Sorry.
What the fuck's a book depository?
I don't know. They just keep books there.
I guess people just bring their books. Like
They just deposit your books.
Like
It's
a
like
library?
a bank for book. Yeah, I thought we called those libraries. Whatever.
No, I
Anyway,
don't know.
I digress.
Yeah, but look at this. So this vaccine that she's discussing, and that's what they want. They want emergency use authorization so that they can, if there's an emergency, and I think the state of California already declared an emergency on it.
They're already double masking.
they're already. But they have. Let me try to find it here. I think it's in
They've also
the.
banned diesel trucks just to be safe.
Yeah, here's the Vax trials. So apparently 11 participants died during the trials for bird flu vaccine. The drug's called Audenz, Audenz. It's already trademarked, touted as safe and
shocking.
effective by the Food and Drug, obviously by the FDA. In addition to the 11 fatalities, trial participants experienced elevated troponin T levels, which is a marker for cardiac damage, myocarditis, and heart injuries. So if they want to rush it.
Is this mRNA virus? I mean,
Oh, yeah.
jab again.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I don't know. Do you have it up there, Jared? Yeah, there it is. So like, and it has there's a whole article included there. It talks about the trials, but I mean, it's already out. It's already been approved. It's just a matter of they need an emergency use authorization, I guess. So they're really running this crap back. They're trying to, at least. And
Hey, let's do it. You know what? Fuck it. Bring it. Like,
We'll do it live.
let's see them try another scamdemic. I mean, are they can they really get away with it? I feel like it's going to be like a sequel that failed. But
yeah,
maybe
I mean,
maybe I got it completely wrong. Maybe they've really learned every way.
Probably
to
half the
control.
population, right? 40% of the population,
Give or take.
I mean, how many people voted for Kamala Harris? They're all taking it.
They'll go along with it.
Are you counting the bots and dead people, or
yeah,
The living people.
Jimmy Carter? Yeah.
where's Elon and Twitter going to fall? Because I feel like a scamdemic would be a lot harder with an open Twitter now.
Well,
Yeah, that's true.
depends
even-
if it's
Yeah,
an
but all of
H1B
these people
or
already
whatever.
left Twitter.
They're on Blue Sky, Blue Cry, or whatever that is
Bluesky.
now.
But remember
Bluesky.
all those
Bluesky.
doctors, like you have a vaccine injury, banned. Oh, you're a doctor that has you signed the Barrington Declaration, banned. You know, like
Mhm.
there
They
was
might make it harder for doctors or within the healthcare to like, if you don't go along with this, then. But I don't know, with this new administration, potentially, I think it's going to be hard for them to pull it off again. But you never know.
they might just have to increase their bribes, maybe even more donuts, like whatever else they can. Some fear mongering.
It's a good time to invest in donuts. Donut companies, donut producers.
What is the pharmaceutical company that's going to reap the windfall on this one?
Good question.
Pfizer?
I think was it in that article about the bird flu?
Well, at this point, it's probably not.
Is it too late to buy the stock?
What is Audens? Let's see. Audens.
Oh, Dens.
I think that's a generic name. Maybe.
It has the trademark next to it, so I'm assuming but I mean, they're going to have to come up with a good jingle for this drug. I mean, the fact that they're still pushing COVID and flu. Well,
let's. I think.
The
I
manufacturer
think
is
Wen has.
Seqirus.
I think we didn't. I think we have
Seqirus.
more warning from Wen and a follow up video, right?
yeah, I have it down here. Here's her greatest hits or misses.
Maybe we should fit. Is there more of her warning to go?
No,
Nah,
but
nothing
I mean,
really.
I think she goes on.
let's see here. Here's her. Oh, you got it up there, Jared? Here we go.
Mandate.
Yeah, at this point, there absolutely should be that mandate because we know that if
This
all
is
of
the
us wear masks,
retrospective.
we reduce the chance of transmitting or acquiring COVID-19 by 5 times. There is a real
Why?
danger
5
when we politicize science. That public trust is broken when we are politicizing science instead of following scientific process. My kids are not eligible to be vaccinated. It's not that I don't want them to be vaccinated, it's that they can't be.
Next
And
to a
I do really worry. I have an almost 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. I cannot wait until they're eligible to receive the
Oh, she
vaccine.
can't wait.
I think until then, mask wearing for kids, especially if we are
Mind you,
living
all
in
this
high
is like
transmission
CNN.
areas, is still going to be important. And what we really need to do at this point
All
is to make
CNN.
vaccination the easy choice. It needs to be hard for
Vaccination?
people to remain unvaccinated. I mean, we wouldn't imagine
hard.
bringing
Hard,
together
yeah.
20, 30 unvaccinated adults, putting them in a single room together the
Wait,
entire
she was
day.
hold on. She was the former health commissioner for Baltimore?
Yeah. She lives in Baltimore City.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And
because
have
she-
them
Skyline's
wear
always
masks.
Baltimore.
Huh?
If you don't have skylinetism like I do, you wouldn't be able to know.
Do you think she reports directly to the World Economic Forum or to the Chinese Communist Party?
Isn't that the same thing?
Oh, I wasn't even looking at her background.
Why would we say that that's okay for our children? Travel and having the
yeah,
right
that's
to travel interstate, it's not a constitutional right as far as I know to board a plane. And so saying that if you want to stay unvaccinated, that's your choice. But if you want to travel, you better go get that vaccine. I agree that masks are a very powerful layer of protection, but it's one layer. And if we have so many other layers that are present, masking may be one that could go away. But we are nowhere near that yet. And I think what we really need to do is get the vaccines authorized for children as soon as that's possible.
Yeah.
There is no evidence
Pull it out.
whatsoever for any other vaccine causing long-term consequences. We really should be a lot more worried about the virus and the short-term as well as long-term consequences on our children as opposed to the vaccine. Make sure that you're wearing a mask even though it's out.
All right.
Even though it's
December?
outside.
Dude, December 2021. She's saying. all
I've
this stuff.
I've got a bio here of Lena Wen. She's a member of Council on Foreign Relations.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah.
Awesome.
She has received recognition as one of Governing's Public Officials of the Year, Modern Healthcare's Top 50 Physician Executives, World Economic Forum's Young Global Leaders, and Time Magazine's 100 Most Influential People. So, wow.
Sounds legit.
She in her free time, she loves cycling, trail running, and open water swimming.
Wow. Did she swim in the harbor yet?
Maybe she was one of those people.
Maybe.
I'm just kidding. She's not a person.
She gets paid to sell vaccines, and she probably gets paid well.
Oh yeah.
Let's ask Siri. What is Lena Wen's net worth?
I found this on the web.
It's not very helpful. 2.36 million. That's on the
Reported.
books.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on the books.
That
yeah.
seems kind of low, honestly.
Yeah. It turns out her kids also own $5 billion each.
Yeah, and they also have all sorts of businesses and stuff in the Cayman Islands and stuff like that. You're like, okay.
Yeah. She's also an entrepreneur.
Oh. That's what we call it.
Well, what does it mean when CNN brings out these people again? Like, we saw everything she said. Her own kids, it wasn't covered in that video. Her own kids were injured by masks, and she came out as like kind of a mea culpa on masking kids because her own kids were harmed by it. So she was so wrong that she harmed her own kids with her dumbass ideas. But why is she brought back? Because she's been just approved because the Council of Foreign Relations, World Economic Forum, she can read the script with a straight face.
Yeah. That's part of it, and I think it's all part of one. They're so freaked out about RFK running Health and Human Services, and the vaccine companies are desperate. The whole medical industrial complex is desperate, so they're just bringing out all the. And I think they definitely want to run something back with bird flu. I mean, I think it's part of the wider, just disrupt the food supply, disrupt just because they see what's going on with the changes that might come about with RFK if he does get, if he does go through the whole, what do you call that when you go through the whole Senate confirmation and he gets confirmed if he does. But I mean, I think they're just trying to get out in front of it, and the propagandists are just being trotted out. And she's not the only one. There's many others that they're freaking out about this bird flu now.
But they must be awfully confident in their propaganda when she's so discredited, so humiliated, so wrong, so tyrannical, so just wrong, and then here she is again, basically saying exactly the same kind of bullshit, and the host just looks at her with a straight face. So I understand CNN works for the pharmaceutical companies and needs to sell vaccines.
CNN, we have apparently they got roasted on CNN by one of their own guests. It was pretty hilarious. Whitney Cummings.
Oh yeah,
who's
Dude, that
actually
was
gotten
hilarious.
more and more based.
Which one you bring it up here? Because the one I posted up
hosting like the Golden Globes too, right?
I think so.
Or one of those award shows. It should be good.
Was this is this the extended version?
Fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright. Are we still rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the
look at the CIA guy.
voters won when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer. or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God, Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
Around the country, because you see that Americans really are more reasonable than they would be portrayed.
Absolutely,
They're pretty great, and I'm
100%
playing bigger and bigger venues now. I thought being a mom would mean that less people will want to come see me. I'm now playing, like 3,000 seat theaters,
awesome.
which is about the viewership of CNN these days.
Oh,
Not
nice.
this show, though.
Oh!
All eyes are on this show.
Wow, you're all fired. Andy and I had a tour. We did like 3,000.
remember.
Yeah, sure you did.
2024 election.
That was it. That was great.
Go, click that the one above there, Jared. This one's a little extended, and she goes like, I'm surprised they allowed her. I'm surprised they let her cook for so long.
It's live. They probably didn't have somebody to go to.
Dump her.
You know?
Yeah, like get her off, get her off.
Dude, I didn't even see this. But yeah, this is the extent.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Alex. I didn't mean.
Oh
to
no, it's okay.
Leader Doc showed the girls being treated horribly, underpaid, crying. I thought I'd open a video on Hunter Biden's laptop. 2024 election fried our brains. The Democrats couldn't hold a primary because they were too busy holding a body upright.
So
Are we still
funny.
rolling? Am I off?
Go for it.
It was amazing that the pro-choice party didn't give their voters one when it came to the presidential candidate. Kamala was forced on us so hard you'd think she was patented by Pfizer or Moderna, whichever one's. Oh God. Andy just gave me a very scary look.
No!
The media wants us to believe this country is so divided, but we actually came together a lot this year. Like as a nation, we unanimously agreed that we would rather see J-Lo in a toxic relationship than in concert. We all agreed the government totally knows what drones are and are telling us the drones are still up there and we have no idea what's behind them. No idea. I mean, they're still up in the sky, so I guess we can rule out that they were made by Boeing. The point is, I think we all agree on a lot of things. And since I only have a minute left live on Establishment Media, why don't we just say a bunch of things that we know that they'll never cover? Okay, ready, go. Trump Jr. didn't have any silverware in his house. No one thought that was weird? Are we still rolling? Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia put money into Disney, so just know there won't be any girl characters in the next Cars movie. Are we still rolling? This is wild. Okay, why have so many presidents' chefs died? Weird.
That is weird.
The Boy Scout of America, they renamed itself Scouting America. You know who else changed their name? Sean Combs. Just saying. Let's learn something in 2025. I can't believe you guys.
That's awesome.
Yeah, she's awesome.
I did not see any of that. I saw the one clip.
I just saw the one clip as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great.
But I was like,
she become so base. She used to be such a hater.
No, not Winnie. Nah, she's always been cool. She was on in Rogan's orbit.
Let's get her on the
for a
show.
while.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
we got that kind of pull now. Now that
You'd
we've
be
been made famous
surprised.
by the LPPA.
Be
yeah,
surprised.
we've been condemned by. I don't know if you know, we're kind of a big deal. We've been condemned by
by
members of the Libertarian Party of Pennsylvania.
A member of the LPPA has tried to
Wrote an email.
have a motion passed. If he can get a 2/3 majority, we may be in trouble.
Well, her husband also made threats against me too, and
What kind of
Oh.
threats?
just you live awfully close to me. Why don't you come here and say that to my face? You like fuck you
Well,
and your
We,
punk rock
we should
podcast. Something like
we should
that.
probably talk about this in the after hours.
Why don't we let's host
Yeah.
let's do a live event in Pennsylvania so all the LPPA members can come out and enjoy. Like
do it.
they can bring their hate or their
They don't
or
have
their
crab. They
fun.
don't have crabs in Pennsylvania though.
Oh, they've got crabs, but not the kind you want.
Dude, there was a place up by Gettysburg. Although it's like 20 minutes from Gettysburg, and we used to go to this one place, and it was a crab house in the middle of like nowhere, like the middle of like there's like mountains and shit like that, and it was awesome. All the crabs were like always great. I forget what it's called, but it was awesome, and I definitely like. Oh man, I wish I could remember. But every time we go there, crabs are always great. So I don't.
You guys don't
I mean,
always
they do
have
have
to.
crabs
I
in
mean, do you guys have to have crabs at every event? Is that?
Yeah.
Or,
Yeah.
I mean, I thought you were also willing to do like German themed breweries or.
Yeah, that too.
Well, it's got to have. Yeah, it's got to have beer, obviously, but yeah, I guess we could venture out into PA and have, I don't know, cheesesteaks or some shit.
I was gonna say some kind of like Amish thing.
Twist my arm.
Yeah, some Amish, some raw milk.
All the raw milk. Wow. Thank you, Brandon. Can't read that one.
Alex, if you want to read that, you're welcome.
Yeah. You can call it the Retarded Faggot Fest to welcome the LPPA properly.
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, well, maybe. Well, let's see where they're doing their convention. Maybe we could do a live show. I don't know where their convention.
They
is
usually
this
try to have it as far away from where the libertarians live as possible. Usually, like a suburb of Cleveland, or like deep in the
They do.
central
They actually used to
Pennsylvania.
do that all the time. They used to have it in the most awful random spots.
It's true.
Deliberately. It was deliberate to make, and that's what. So when we got a bus and we got a bunch of people, that's why they called us a bus of Republicans that showed up when we had a bunch of Mises Caucus people show up. It was back in.
Well,
that
the
was in
funny thing is,
Pittsburgh.
like let's just say 2/3 of or 3/4 of all the libertarians in the state live in the Philly metro area.
Where the
And then
hell
like
is
another
Cranberry
20
Township?
And like another 25% or 30% are in the Pittsburgh area. And then you've got, some people around Harrisburg kind of scattered.
Dude, we were at Williamsport. James, they took us to Williamsport, home of the Little League World Series on the border of New York. That's where they had it, to get us as far away from where
That's
everyone
what
is.
they've always done it that way. I mean, almost exclusively, because that's always I don't know why, but
It's out in Pittsburgh this year, north of Pittsburgh.
the funny thing is, like,
Cranberry Township,
what we would do
February
is,
28th to March 2nd at the Marriott Hotel in Cranberry Township, which looks like it's about, I don't know, suburbs of Pittsburgh, maybe about, looks like, I don't know, half hour north, 45 minutes north of like Pittsburgh.
so it's like
proper.
5 or 6 hours away from almost every LPPA member. That's okay. Nope. People can travel. We used to kind of feel bad because we'd have the LPPA meetings in the East, and then people would have to drive out from Pittsburgh to, like all the way across the state and back. And, it's pretty tough. So then every once in a while we'd have a meeting out there in Pittsburgh and they wouldn't show up for it, but we would all drive across the state for no reason.
That's
Like,
the worst.
That's annoying.
Libertarian.
Yeah.
At
It
least
really
the-
is.
At least the MDLP knows what they're doing. You guys have
Do we know?
You guys have your things in the by the bay, in a fucking brewery.
And yeah,
We're hanging out in the meat locker of the brewery.
meat locker.
That was fun.
That was
But
good
yeah,
times.
maybe we should do a live event. But yeah, we should take over some of the juicy deets over into the after hours. Otto, how would one listen to said after hours?
you mean the overflow room?
Oh,
Yeah.
the overflow. If you want to come in overflow room.
Yeah, I think someone's mentioned something somewhere about that, Jared. I don't know.
I'm gonna come in the overflow room.
Ah, thank you, Mr. President. Appreciate it. Yes. Yeah, go over to our Patreon, sign up for as little as $3 a month, and you will get access to the After Hours podcast or the Overflow Room, where the president will come. All over.
And you
I'm
can
gonna
come.
come.
Patreon.com/punkrocklibertarians.
Do not come.
Do not come.
No, that's for the people who
That's
put
for the
res-
LPPA.
Yeah, that's for if you put a resolution up against me, that one's for
Yeah,
you.
this is
Madam-
a no
Madam Vice
resolution
President.
zone.
Yeah, Madam Vice President has a word for you.
I think they should come. I think they need it.
Yeah.
I think all would be welcome, regardless of gender or identity or chromosomal issues or whatever. Like,
Oh, I forgot to run this sound during our last segment.
Oh, bird flu. Bird flu
What's our bird
2025.
flu sound?
That's what we got to do from now on. Hopefully, we don't
Well-
have to hear anything about that. Hopefully,
Well, it's still PSYOP season, and
it is.
so
Psyop season, baby.
where do we want to start first? With New Orleans? Do we want to start with Vegas? Which op?
Oh,
wanna
they're
discuss?
all psyops.
Whoa, what's the Vegas one?
sometime.
Is that the Trump
Ooh,
one?
The Cyber
The Cybertruck.
Oh yeah.
And they were both rented by the same company.
what company is that?
So it's like a
Hertz?
no, it's like an Airbnb of like for rental cars.
Oh yeah.
Toro?
Toro. Yep.
Yeah. I mean,
That's not that big of a coincidence. I mean,
Yeah.
there's only one place that's probably the only place you're going to rent a Cybertruck.
yeah.
Yeah. Then they both were stationed at Fort Bragg. They both served in the Army, but Fort Bragg's a huge military base.
We certainly see them in the news quite a bit regarding sort of like people running amok. Wasn't there like a shooting or like one of their guys like didn't they have to disarm everybody on the base
There was a shooting like on the base, right?
Yeah.
There was some like Indian guy, I think it was, like 10 years ago, or maybe he was like Arab or something.
What was the black guy did it?
What, Dorner?
That was what was that? Fort.
Dorner was in California.
Yeah. Fort was that? I can't remember. Oh well,
Fort.
But I think it's safe to assume that Fort Bragg, they're doing a lot of experiments on soldiers. They're doing a lot of MK Ultra shit. They're doing a lot of mind control. They're doing a lot of vax research on compliant soldiers, right? The fact that of course they're going to go nuts from time to time.
Yeah. A lot of things don't add up. I mean, let's which one can we start out with? There's the clip here of the FBI in New Orleans. So this guy drove down Bourbon Street. Last video, he posted that he was a real estate agent. There was a video circulating that he's like, I was a veteran, and
Or a reason to hate real estate agents.
Yeah. So there's the FBI agent in New Orleans, kind of giving us
the FBI
breakdown.
team and our law enforcement partners here are also reviewing hundreds of hours of surveillance and other video from both the French Quarter and other locations.
That guy made Kojak
As for
his
timeline.
like life model.
At this point, investigators believe Jabbar picked up the rented F-150 in Houston, Texas.
F-150 Lightning.
30th.
Did you see it was an electric
He
F-150?
then drove from Houston to New Orleans on the evening of the 31st, and he posted several videos to an online platform proclaiming his support for ISIS.
And he had a flag on board.
There were 5 videos posted on Jabbar's Facebook account,
flag.
which are time-stamped beginning at 1:29 a.m. and the last at 3:02 a.m.
I didn't see a
In the
flag
first
in the video.
Jabbar
They said he had an
explained he
ISIS
originally
flag.
planned to harm his family and friends, but was concerned the news headlines would not focus on the, quote, war between the believers and the disbelievers, end quote. Additionally, he stated he had joined ISIS before this summer. He also provided a will and testament.
Okay.
That was thoughtful of him.
Yeah, green
Has
green
Israel
pickup truck.
commented on this operation yet? I mean,
has what?
Were there any like Israeli movers seen celebrating at the scene, or? I mean, they found the ISIS flag in the truck. It was. I swear to God, it's like we found the passports in the rubble, kind of a moment. Like,
you're stepping on the next psyop there, James. I don't know if you've seen the most recent news, but where'd you go?
Jared dropped out.
Oh no,
they got him.
They got
Mossad
him.
took him out.
They burned.
They ended the
cell.
communication.
Oh,
he's
whoops,
back.
never mind.
He's back.
I accidentally clicked back.
Oh,
am I in the? Did we shift around?
We
Yep.
shifted it.
yeah.
now I don't know who I'm talking to. It's confusing.
Yeah.
I think I'm up
We're in the-
here.
there we go.
I don't know, but
Wait
yeah.
a
So
minute.
we'll wait
Now,
on
Alex
that,
should-
James.
there you
Hold
go.
that thought, James.
All right. Sorry,
I'm in the
guys.
far right corner.
I literally just right clicked accidentally to hit back.
You're libertarian adjacent up there in the right. Yeah.
Yeah. He
Jared's
wants to
far
stay
left.
Far
Yeah,
away from
far
me
left.
as possible.
Commie,
Yeah.
Maoist over here.
But yeah, let's bring up
What video are we looking for?
So the here's the Las Vegas. There's a clip that breaks down the Cybertruck
Las Vegas.
incident. The Clint Russell put this up. This is a good tweet. Kind of breaks everything down. And quick clip.
Like,
kind of
They knew what they
discussing-
were. Okay, we can go. I'm just.
Yeah, let's see what let's check out this video and then we'll go
Yeah,
into
then
theories here. Something's very off with both these situations.
Now,
but-
further complicating this identification of this individual, we also discovered through the coroner's office that the individual had sustained a gunshot wound to the head prior to the detonation of the vehicle. One of the handguns was found at his feet inside of the vehicle. Now, further complicating this.
So he had a
shot
50
himself and then it detonated.
He had a 50 cal Desert Eagle. Okay, that's a little excessive if you're gonna like off yourself, but okay.
Was it Mossad issued? Israeli
Yeah,
issued,
right?
I mean,
That too. Just very odd. I was watching Normie News. I stopped up at the Dunbar to grab a 6-pack for the show, and they had Normie News on. Apparently, his wife said he hasn't talked to him, or he hasn't talked. His wife said, "Oh yeah, I haven't talked to him in a couple days." Like, what? Like, how do you not talk? And they didn't say like estranged or anything like that. It just doesn't add up. So apparently, this guy was special forces,
related to Fort
military
Bragg.
trained.
What's his connection to Fort Bragg?
He trained there too, either trained or was stationed there briefly. Now, again, the ties there, it is a big military installation before you go deployed or additional training. I mean, it's where the 82nd Airborne is, I think. I don't know.
Was there a toxicology report? Were there any like mind control drugs found in his body, like LSD or I don't know what else? What's the CIA use these days?
Yeah, you just wonder. I mean, things are just not adding
They use
up.
the Pfizer shot. That's what they use. Just
But
kidding.
yeah, and it's like, and this dude was like an explosives expert. Like he had training.
remote explosives expert.
So he didn't
Remote.
need to be there.
No. So
And in
unless
fact-
this thing drove him there by himself, after he shot himself or someone shot him,
which isn't going to happen. So,
I don't
And
know.
apparently Elon said his Tesla
Yeah, the tech's
team to
not that
retrieve-
good in Teslas to do that kind of shit, anyways.
Okay.
And apparently he sent it.
What if he
Elon
got
sent
cold
his Tesla team to retrieve the interior camera footage. So
Well, he's already got all the data on the thing. He can tell whether that thing was driven there or not. They're recording all that shit. You think he's not?
so he shoots himself in the head, but he's got it rigged up to blow up later. So he could have, instead shooting himself in the head, just left.
He also had like fireworks.
Well, he wanted
too,
to.
and thing.
He probably wanted to die.
Why didn't he
didn't
just
wanna-
let
he
the
didn't- he
truck
didn't
blow
wanna
up and not die? I mean, most suicide bombers don't have that option. But I bet if you said, "Hey, instead of being a martyr, you want to just use this timer," they'd be like, "Hell yeah!"
but then what is it? 27 virgins or 17 virgins? I don't know.
Well, yeah, there's
That
that
might-
aspect, and there's the aspect of he did want to die, but he didn't want it to get blown up because that was too scary. So he just shot himself before he blew up.
And the explosion looked really lame. If he's an explosives expert, like why was the
Well,
explosion so
well,
lame?
Teslas are built that way. The
Elon
Cybertruck's
claims
built.
that. Elon claims that. I mean,
I'd-
whether that's true or not, but Elon claims that like it basically contained the force of the blast and like directed it upwards, so that way it didn't like blow out
into
the lobby and all that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So-
great. He's promoting the Cybertruck, but I saw an
Exactly.
image of inside. I saw an image of inside the bed, and like there was a lot of shit that wasn't even singed. It did not look like a powerful explosion at all, and I think any truck may have contained it equally
Right.
as easily.
Okay. That being said, I think what they wanted to do then, if that's the case, maybe he wanted to do a small. It was symbolic. This was 100% symbolic. He rented a Cybertruck, Elon Musk, and parked it in front of a big Trump sign.
Yeah.
He wanted to do this on
He's just a
purpose.
deranged
it's
liberal.
What
that's
this
all.
was. So maybe he did want a small explosion, so you could still see the frame of the Cybertruck, so it would make
Right.
for a great picture. And you know what every dumb liberal's doing? Oh, this is the perfect picture, isn't it? Like, yeah, it was designed that way. Like, there's no irony there. He created it, you dumb fucks. Like,
I just think
It's
I just thought
yeah.
that like he
Low
just
IQ.
thought that'd be a cool truck to do it in. You know, like if I had a job to do and I had to rent a truck, I'd consider a Cybertruck.
Or he just hated the truck.
They were all out of well, that's because the
The helixes are all
the F-150 Lightning had already been rented by that other guy.
right.
Yeah.
He was in line. Got snapped.
and
got
so
smashed.
Alex just posted a link, and this will show you guys. This is the level of
It's
investigation.
like they're running
I
it
don't know if
back.
It's a little familiar to you, but I think we should. I think you definitely need to put this up for the people, the good people watching.
So Jason Bassler posted this
Yeah, look,
thing
James.
from Free
They
Thought
found it
Project.
in the rubble.
Yep. Military ID. United Uniformed Services issued oh no, that's his birth date, or issued July 2nd, 20. Well, it's kind of singed.
Hi, you might remember me from such cover-ups as "Oops, Epstein's jail cell camera malfunction" and
So-
9/11 hijacker's passport found in the rubble.
So the initial story I saw said that one person died, but I guess that was him, right? Like there were no other bystanders
I don't
that
think
died,
so.
right?
No, it said it didn't even blow out the doors of the lobby of the hotel, or I mean, it was.
Yeah, I
just
remember
very-
I remember seeing somebody standing at the door when it went off in the video, but like then you couldn't really see what happened.
I didn't see that. I just saw the thing exploding. I guess I didn't pay attention to the background.
But yeah, the one in New Orleans, phew, that was. I mean, I can't imagine you're out like drinking one day and then 1 minute you're drinking.
Dude,
with
I
your
was
friend.
there. I was there like 2 months ago on that street. Walked by that exact bar where that happened.
Yeah. Yeah, and then it's like, why wasn't the street blocked off? How did he get through the
Yeah.
street? I mean, there's
They had those-
barriers. It's New Year's Eve.
Why was the barrier? Why were the barriers not up? It's New
You
Year's
can't
Eve.
block
that would be
every street. Come on.
It's not. It's not blocking the street.
Well, he like in the video, he like whips around. He does like a kind of a whip around and then just drives
police
through.
barricade, but not the actual. Like if
Like
you're
the
gonna-
side roads. Like there's side road. It's like basically a grid over there. So if you can, they'd have to barricade like all the side roads all the way up. I mean, they could.
Why?
Yeah, but I
And they'd
thought-
have to put in
you
like
would think-
concrete and shit, and
All
then
right,
like,
at
what are
Mardi
you gonna
Gras.
do?
At Mardi Gras, are you guarantee you those things will all be up?
Well, yeah, I'm sure now they will be.
No,
At,
yeah.
With
at
federal
Super Bowl
funding.
in New Orleans, all those will be up. Why not New Year's Eve, one of the biggest
Oh.
party nights? Like that should always all be up then. Like,
Do you
it
know
just
that it
doesn't
would
make
have helped?
I'm not saying it's intentional. I'm just saying government's just fucking incompetent. Like there's a whole time where everything's a conspiracy, like where I'm always kind of in that conspiracy part. But other times I'm like, no, this is just government just being stupid and lazy.
Oh, so then wasn't last year?
Could be both.
Last year was the Super Bowl in Las Vegas, or am I making that up?
Last
Super Bowl-
year?
Last year the Super Bowl was in Vegas, and I believe it was on
Yeah,
February
it was.
9th.
It was Vegas.
And then this year's Super Bowl is in New Orleans on the 11th, and there was 2 terrorist attacks in Las Vegas. And
look at the logo. Look at the Super Bowl
9/11.
logo, bro.
9/11.
There's
It's
gonna be
pyramid in the
It's gonna be the Ravens versus the. Nope.
Nope. But I mean, there is. I don't know. Like, they might be running this back. Like, oh, ISIS. Like, who are they going to blame this on? Like, oh, this is why we need to go into Syria, or this is why we need to. I don't know. There hasn't been.
Well, there's always gonna be some way to.
How are they going to angle
like
this?
like maybe this dude really was, you know, an Islamic extremist or whatever, right? Maybe he was, but like they're gonna put the flag in the back, right? They're gonna juice it up. They're gonna use it for their purposes.
Yeah.
But
Well,
did
it's like
they
flags in all the
know in
videos.
advance? Did they help him out? Did they make sure the bollards weren't up? Did they,
That's
did
the
they?
stuff you never really know, right?
The flag wasn't planted. The flag was not planted. That you can see it in every video. You see the flagpole with the wrapped up flag on it.
Oh, really? I didn't notice.
Yeah,
that.
Every video you see, there's always
The one
there's
video
a
where
flag.
do you see the video where the girls are like jumping out of the way?
yeah. But
Okay, so
again,
that-
it
so
goes
that
back
means
to
it
everything
was-
that we always talked about.
so that means
when
it
there's
was
a
a-
low quality camera.
It
you
was a
can't see-
Mossad plan from the beginning, and not just an opportunistic trying to take advantage of it, right?
I do think I think there's something to this. Why were they coordinated? Like why randomly on those 2 days? And then there
It's
was
not
like, a
really
shooting
random.
last
It's
night.
New Year's, dude.
But
It's
it
not
is.
like-
It's no. It's
We
it's,
both chose September 6th. Like
Somebody's
I'm
gonna.
just
They wanted to get some public sentiment for war. They're trying to manufacture consent for the next military operation overseas. They did. They destroyed Syria. It's no longer a country, right? Like check another one off the list from the Project for New American Century.
Mhm.
What else? Why not?
But
So
they don't
let's-
really need it though. It's like, do they need to do this? Do they need to? Like,
But but think of it from the perspective of like the IDF and Mossad and how they can't tolerate. They get 99%. That's not enough. It has to be 100% compliance and support. And there's never going to be enough military help to create greater Israel. There's never going to be enough. It's just a perpetual more.
The other aspect too is showing this is why look what potentially could happen with the FBI. I mean, you have Kash Patel. Now, whether he does it or not, but he's talking about like basically taking apart the whole Hoover building in DC and basically saying it's going to be like a monument to the deep state, and all the FBI agents are going to have to actually go out in the field and actually fight crime. That's
But
what
he's also made like extreme statements in support of Israel's right to defend itself and all of that.
So this could be like oh, you know what? Sorry, we were going to make America great and possibly dismantle or dissect the FBI, but in the wake of all these bomb threats and terrorist attacks, there's going to be more. It's going to happen. Like they just like, and the FBI. I mean, do we trust them at all? So there's going to be more of this leading up to January 20th, and probably after he gets sworn into office. And this all could just be like a pivot. We're like, oh well, we did say we were going to dismantle the FBI and reform,
but this is one thing
the deep state, but now we can't.
Kash Patel recently made a statement calling for Americans to quote unquote wake up and place a higher priority on supporting Israel. Emphasized the need for a strong partnership between the U.S. and Israel, stating that America's security and global leadership depends on the nation's commitments to its ally in the Middle East. So this guy, obviously, what's that?
Who's this fella?
This is going to be the FBI, the director of the FBI, Trump's pick for.
Is this another H-1B visa situation?
I don't know, but hey, it's okay because
it's okay because Elon makes his money off the backs of all these indentured
anybody who thinks Kash Patel is going to come in and clean up the deep state is just a joke, right? I mean, seriously, the guy obviously like Israel obviously has a file on the guy. Israel has to have a right to defend itself. Greatest ally. Blah blah blah. Like
they're all Zionists. Like everyone in the administration is a Zionist.
All these back to
not just Zionist, but he's got the catchphrases. Like, okay, they told me I have to say these things, and these are the ones I say, and blah blah blah. You know, like
beep up boop.
He's owned. He's obviously owned.
Yeah, they're all the best Zionists. Like they're not the worst. Like the worst Zionists didn't get elected, but the best ones did. So
yeah, but at least he's our Zionist.
Right, exactly. Yeah. He's got an R next to his name.
He's our genocidal Zionist.
Right. I wonder what she's up to right now.
Wine.
Yeah. Yeah, she's up to her neck,
eyeballs and
wine. Yeah.
Well,
so what else do we got?
I think we covered it all. We solved all the problems.
We did not.
We
did not. Did you guys see the roast of? Did you guys see the roast of 2024 on Netflix?
No.
Comedy special. It's really funny. I suggest you guys watch it. It's only like 45 minutes, so it's really
roast of 2024.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's on it?
Tim Dillon.
Nice.
Although his thing is he's just mostly roasting the CEO of United Healthcare. I think that's pretty much all he does. So that's kind of his lefty. But who is on shit? Shit. I don't know. I forget. Go check it out. There's a few comedians and stuff I always see like on Facebook, and I'm always like seeing their specials. I just forget their name because
was Bird on there? Bert Kreischer. He's kind of like part of the zeitgeist now.
No. Was it? Damn. I won't be able to look it up without it. I was sitting there going,
this is great audio, bro.
You're right. Yeah, like I'm kind of doing right now.
Nailed it.
So it's Jeff Ross, obviously. He's like the hosting it, which is funny. I didn't know he was going through cancer at all, but apparently, yeah, he was.
He's got cancer. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So Sam Morrell, Mark Norman, Miss Pat, Tim Dillon, Adam Ray, John Stamos, Hannah Berner. Stamos was playing drums the whole time. He plays drums like on the on stage band the entire time. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I remember. I think he played on. There was like a Bob. What's his name? His co. The guy from Full House that died. The fucking main guy at Full House that died. Bob.
Bob Saget died?
Yeah, Bob Saget. Remember he died.
He did?
Yeah.
Yeah, you forgot.
Fuck. When was this?
This is like I want to say like 3-4 years ago. So they had like a Bob Saget like tribute show, and
it was during,
Stamos was on it, obviously, and he I think I remember him playing drums.
It was during COVID.
And there was a bunch of like comedians that came out.
That
was pretty good. Yeah, R.I.P.
Yeah, I think I do remember that.
Speaking of R.I.P., what about our most recent presidential death?
Yeah. When did he die though? Because I could have sworn him being rolled out in the lawn, going like a corpse already. He already looked dead before he went and voted for Kamala.
Right.
And these fucking libertarians, these Reason magazines saying he's the greatest the argument for the greatest libertarian president of all time.
Are you fucking serious? Fuck
Oh,
that.
no, really?
No
You know what?
joke.
Listen, I'm gonna say that the recent natural death of Jimmy Carter is an absolute tragedy. Okay, it is like he should have never lived long enough to die of old age. That bastard.
There you go. I know he was gonna get there.
What are his greatest hits, Babs?
Let's see. I think like Department of Education. I think he gets credit for.
Well, what about the? I mean,
is that enough? Like that's enough.
It's his fault that like Iran is now like a religious theocracy, right? Like before
he let the Shah come back to the United States for cancer treatment
instead of like a Western like super hip cool place to be.
Yeah, like it was in like the 70s.
Yeah, it was super hip back in the day.
Yeah. So it's
there. It is.
Yeah, he was responsible for lots of crap. And
now I heard I heard he has a role in the craft beer world for some kind of deregulation.
Was it him?
Somehow allowed brewery.
Was it peanut stouts or something? Peanut butter stouts.
Well, and then there was his brother Billy, who had Billy Beer. Remember Billy Beer?
I remember that. I remember hearing about that. I'm not old enough to remember, but
Billy
Beer.
Know,
like, everything you see about him is like, oh, look at he was doing Habitat for Humanity. Look at there's an old guy with a hammer on a roof. Like, oh, isn't he wonderful? Like shut up. You like basically participated in worldwide genocide. And
oh yeah,
like go to hell.
Like he was a part of the Abram
Go ahead
Accord
and build houses.
Was it
You're still not off the hook.
The David Accord?
Camp David Accord. Yeah.
Well, that was a good thing, though, right? Wasn't that supposed to? And then Arafat got assassinated, right?
Yeah. He was another Zionist. They're all Zionists. Like,
yeah.
It's what am I supposed to do here? Like, am I supposed to shed a tear for this guy? Like, I mean, yeah, it's sad that a person died, but after
it's sad that he died of natural causes.
But man, have you guys seen the picture of him rolled out in the lawn? Right? You guys saw that?
No.
Yeah. He looks like Skeletor, right?
Yeah, he looked like a.
Well, it's like when they were rolling Senior out. When they were rolling Bush Senior out, and he's got like the ball in his hand. Have you seen those memes?
Bush Senior,
and then he just goes like,
Bush Senior looked like he was alive though.
But Bush Senior was like grabbing asses and shit,
Dude,
literally.
I gotta find this picture.
Right
remember that time they wheeled him through? They wheeled him through NASA in his wheelchair, and behind him are like all like the TVs and big screens in the command center or control room. And on one of the screens, they forgot to edit out that there was literally the supposed astronauts up in the space station, but there was a green screen behind them. But that's when they were like wheeling him, like when he was still in his wheelchair in his last days. And it was just like, I don't know, the media clearly.
Bush?
Yeah, I remember that. It was like, what? I was like,
didn't Trump declare like a national day of mourning for that bastard Bush Senior? Yes, he did.
Let's find that picture.
There is a. So I guess Thursday is the. Hold on, I got it here.
I'm trying to find it.
If you want to.
Oh, the libertarian case for the late Jimmy Carter.
Oh my God.
Yep.
From Real.
Oh my God.
Hold on. I want to share my screen real quick first.
Listen, anytime you read a story that says the libertarian case for blank, it's not.
Yep.
Okay? It's definitely not.
Yeah, if you have to make the case, then you're probably
not
doing it wrong.
Yeah. Here's the translation. Here's an attempted libertarian whitewash for something ridiculously tyrannical.
The libertarian case for vaccine mandates.
Right.
The libertarian
for gun control. Like, I mean, Cato's the one that gets always gets the joke on that, right? Like,
Yeah.
for UBI, for like, there's no stupid
'Cause
statist
Milton
idea that
Friedman.
Cato hasn't been like, here's the libertarian case for it.
Well, we should take it on over to
Take
the
it
after
on
hours.
over
What do
to
you-
the
for the
other
overflow
side.
room.
Computer's so slow. It's like I'm
Oh,
hitting
Otto, I can't
got
load
it?
this.
add to stage.
It's cut. Oh, there it is. Oh,
That's
my
him?
God.
Looks like a.
That was Jimmy Carter, yeah, supposedly, but it looks like a
Oh,
corpse.
yeah. I remember looking at this.
I know.
Oh, look, that's neat. People are doing photo ops with him. That's awesome.
Yeah, he voted early, so in case he kicked the
Can you
bucket
guys see it
before
on
election day.
screen?
Yeah.
Wow, he looks like a mummy or
I
something.
mean, it's a horrible version of this picture. You can barely see anything, but yeah. It's here.
You guys can see
Look,
it on the
kid,
screen.
look, the kid's doing a selfie with the guy like in behind him.
Look at that kid.
Shows that
Yeah.
black dude.
Oh, we lost Otto. He hit the wrong button.
Oh, fuck.
Well,
All
let's
right.
get it.
Well, he's got to take us out, though.
Oh, man. We're screwed.
What are we going to do?
Yo. Well,
Patreon, blah 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 blah.
All right. Well,
Libertarian Country.
we already plugged the
discount
Patreon.
code
I
PRL.
got to get used to this new mic. I don't have to move it all the
20% off.
time. Yeah. So
oh, wait. He's back.
hold on.
And there he is.
And
Take us out,
Spinny,
Otto.
And we're here.
He's back.
Anyway, yeah. So let's head on over to the After Hours podcast, which we're going to record right after this.
I'm going to come to the overflow room.
Thank you, Mr. President. So yeah, come to our overflow room. Come all over it, and and sign up for our Patreon for as little as $3 a month. You get access to the whole back catalog of shows, and then we'll also send you a link to the episode which we're going to record right after this, and you get to comment and follow along with the conversation. Please check out other levels and stuff like that. We'll send you a shirt. For certain levels. We're still looking for our first Fed level. $1,000 a month.
I gotta say, let me just jump in here. We've gotten 2 new Patreons in the last 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I think this is like after Alex posted that tweet.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what kind of fans we're attracting.
So basically, due to the controversy, our Patreon numbers have surged.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's put out a press release like thanking the LPPA for a surge in our Patreon members.
So hopefully it's not someone trying to look up dirt on us. And
I mean, that could also
I hope
be.
it is. I
We'll
hope it
review the
is.
names.
Imagine how much more dirt they could get at the Fed level.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, the Fed level, I'll just have it.
Yeah, little do they know, there's a lot more content to be had at the Fed level.
Otto will
Right.
say any racial slur you want on the if you subscribe to the Fed level.
Any racial slur.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So anyway,
All the hate speech.
Yes, all the hate.
All of it.
So so consider signing up for at patreon.com/punkrocklibertarians. We also have other ways to donate to the show over at PRLfans.com. Send us some Bitcoin. Go there, do that, and also buy some T-shirts. Please go over to libertariancountry.com and use the code PRL or PRL Podcast and get yourself a 10% discount. And if you spend $50 or more, you'll get yourself a 20% discount with the code PRL2. So until next time, everybody, live free
Or die.